You are now listening to The Jason Damico Show.
Greetings, folks. Welcome back to The Jason Damico Show. So great to be back in studio. As you've known and as you've been keeping up with, a lot of them have been pretty much Zoom and virtual. So it's nice to kind of knock the cobwebs off, so to speak, with getting the cameras up and running and the lights and whatnot. And today, our guest stepped into a new role as MOSAIC's Events and Assistant Commercial Property Manager in 2024. She oversees the MOSAIC event series with 50-plus events throughout the year. She also manages MOSAIC's social media platforms and contributes to marketing and communications. She also worked in housing for over 5 years, beginning with East Carolina University student housing before transitioning to residential management. And she just so happens to be a new good friend of mine. Yeah. Please welcome to the show,
Hi.
Samantha Fox. So great to have you.
It's so good to be here.
Yeah, so great. Beautiful North Carolina autumn weather coming in. And
so pretty.
It is unmatched this time of year.
Yeah, I know. I was taking videos around MOSAIC, and it's just so colorful and so beautiful. So
it's nice to not be sweating in the...
I know. I'm finally getting my sweaters out. It's my type of season, so I'm excited.
Same. Likewise. So I'd love to just kind of dive into your background as far as your beginning stages, how you got into this career path. You wear a lot of hats, it seems like, and you've got a lot of overreach, and we'll get into MOSAIC in a second, but I'd love to just kind of dive into how you got into what you do with event management.
Well, that was kind of luck of the trade. So obviously started out at East Carolina doing some student housing and started my career. I didn't fully get a degree at ECU because I felt my niche and trying to figure out my role and path in life, and housing was definitely the most fun, especially student housing, if you can only imagine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of burning.
Especially at ECU.
Yes. It's a lot of nonstop fires and putting them out throughout the day, but it's so much fun. And then I obviously went into conventional housing and then did not like it. It was just too blah.
Too vanilla. Yeah.
Had to go back to student housing, and then obviously I transitioned over to Kane Residential and found the Guild, which is actually located in MOSAIC, and became the property manager there. And I was so excited because my family grew up in Pittsboro. I have really deep roots in Pittsboro, so I was excited. And then pretty much worked on the new development at the Guild, brought it up, finished construction, started pre-leasing, and then the position came available after my good friend left, Caroline, who was the events manager. And so we played with the idea of making it a dual role and having still some commercial property management, but also events. And which is also so fun because I really wanted to get my hands into the marketing and being able to help get this new big development up and running. So
I want to take a step back. So your time at ECU, you were a student there.
Yes, freshman year.
And freshman year? Okay, what was your graduate or your focus at that point?
It was marketing.
It was marketing.
Yes.
Okay. Because I read that you had a background in music and theater and dance, and we both share that. I had that when I was quite young and did the whole ballet, tap jazz, performing arts thing, and it's
doesn't go very far. Well. So,
I think it does.
It does.
I think it does.
But I did not have that drive and passion to start up a band or anything like that. I obviously grew up in Clayton, small town. Now it's super big with new developments, flower plantation, all the things. And growing up, I had musical theater, chorus. I was always the star of all the grades, and just found a different direction with my passion and love for music and theater. So really trying to hone in on that while taking on this role, but also having a community-based style to it and supporting locals. So, but yes, love the arts, love the music. I just didn't really want to find a degree in that.
Sure.
Just loved it. I did the a cappella group at ECU. Really getting my pitch perfect moment. But yeah, that was the most extension that I did off of that. So.
I think, coming from that background, whether it becomes a a career per se, full time in the arts or not, I think having that background gives you a tremendous advantage.
Absolutely.
In just life in general.
Yes. And it's really blessed me to have that experience so I can relate with artists and band members. But I will say, this position is also so much more than I've ever learned as well. So I'm always learning on the way, if it's in regards to sound and wave travels. I mean, it's just all the things that you would never think of.
Yeah. Who were some of your influences growing up as far as, it could be anybody, authors, artists, marketing gurus? Who were kind of the people that were stoking your fire?
I know this is so cliche, but it was definitely like my parents, my mom and dad. They were the real drivers of pushing me to continue to do singing and acting. I mean, taking me to American Idol auditions and all, X Factor. So,
okay.
But they're really were my go-to. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And let's kind of pivot a little bit towards MOSAIC and the events that you have going on there. I've had the honor of playing with our good friend Jordan Pickett at some of these, couple of these now. And what a hustle and bustle and an incredible amount of hours and sweat equity that goes into these. And you oversee all of this, as far as I know.
Yes, correct.
So when you start this process from going from point A to point Z, kind of walk us through just in a quick synopsis, if you could, just really what goes into that. Because I don't think people understand really what goes into putting on an event for 2,000 plus people.
Yeah.
Outdoors.
Yeah, I was just explaining. I was at my good friends, the Hampton Inn Suites, and they're like, "So what's going on?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm already working on the build out for 2026 and my budget." And they were like, "Oh my gosh, already?" I'm like, "Yes." So it starts now. When people think that we're getting into the end of season and they think that I have a lot of time and luxury, and no, completely different. Now I am like, go 24/7. So, obviously I start planning out, total, normally it's 56 events that we have yearly. So I start navigating and playing Tetris and where things fit, and start inquiring about, band costs, dates that they've already fulfilled. A lot of beach music bands, they already start pre-booking in the middle of 2025, believe it or not. So having to get ahead of the game, make sure that I have dates to fulfill. And then obviously we have our Wellness Wednesdays, which I have, I think, four to five different fitness classes. So having to, again, play Tetris and get their availability. And then, and that goes for our market series and our movie nights, and going ahead and getting licensing for our movies.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because it's in a public square, so to speak. Yeah.
So working on that, and then trying to find someone to be able to do it, which we have a great vendor, Funflix. And then I say past year because I'm already thinking of 2026. This year, we rolled out a new system called Eventney, which is our ticketing platform, but also people don't know that is my event management software system. So I have to continuously build that out yearly. It's a lot. A lot of manpower to build it. So
I think I've seen that on the new newsletters come through. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. So being able to do anywhere from descriptions on the tickets to pictures, I mean, it's just everything. So I work on building out Eventney to get prepped for next year. Let's see what else. Oh my goodness. So then once I plan out my calendar, then it's go of trying to roll out vendor applications, band applications, hand selecting market vendors, making sure we don't have duplicates. And then obviously managing any type of application costs, which normally we do a deposit. We always give it back.
Sure.
And then marketing. That is like the number one driver with event management, and that's all on me. So doing all the designs, flyers, logos, everything that you see, I'm doing it, or a team behind me is helping curate it. And so it's a lot.
I bet. Now, and I'm curious, and I'll preface it by saying this. This isn't like a gotcha question or anything, because this is something that I've been implementing for the last year, which is ChatGPT, and heavily diving into, especially for copies, marketing, flyers, newsletters. And you can go into as much or little detail as you like, but I was just curious to hear, when it's kind of that one man, one woman show, where are we kind of relying on, because you do this professionally. I'm not a professional marketer. I just have to do it because I've got all these plates that are spinning. But how often and how frequently are you using AI now in this day and age?
All the time.
And it's not, you don't have to feel guilty about it. I mean, because I'm the same way. I was all like, this is Terminator, this is the Antichrist thing. And now it's just kind of like, you know what? It's here.
I think back to my student housing days where I would just sit for an hour jumping off of other people of trying just to figure out the perfect, unique Instagram caption.
Brainstorming and oh gosh, yeah.
Like, think about Instagram captions, like Googling Instagram captions for 2025 for the holiday. I mean, it's so ChatGPT has been my best friend. Yeah. With being a one-woman show. So I use it for all of our social media social media captions. Obviously all of the designs are handmade in-house, but like my email campaigns that I'm sending out to vendors, immediately loading it in and having it. But obviously I'm going through and hand selecting and adjusting and making sure that still sounds like my tone. And then all of my descriptions of any terms and conditions, that's a huge one, even though that we obviously secondhand have any type of, lawyers and stuff review that for liability purposes, but that's a huge one too. Everything that you can think of is being ran through ChatGPT, even some of my email responses, but it helps get it done and roll it out. So, right. But it's been extremely helpful with a small team.
Absolutely. So going into promotion and marketing, as we've talked about, if somebody's really looking into getting into this business, I always like kind of leaving a few minutes for the younglings that are watching, as I am still kind of one myself. You're still kind of one yourself. I feel like, Gen Y, millennial is like,
I'm not even sure what I am anymore. I'm like, there's so many Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z. So many different, I don't know. I don't know. But yes, young. Yes.
Yeah. And advice for anybody who's really looking to get into what you do as far as managing people, managing events. What are kind of the, just the quick couple of bullet points of what you've learned really on the job in the last couple of years with this?
Yeah. The biggest thing for at least events, I would say supporting locally and having and building relationships and connections. That's extremely important. Not even just in event management, but it's just day to day. Like, networking is huge to be able to climb up the ladder, find a new opportunity. So that's been one of the things, but really honing in on supporting locally, creating real relationships, and being kind and supportive. I mean, we just don't have a lot of that. People look at the number and, how much are we making on NOI? What do we have? I mean, just, it's so much more than that when it comes to at least Pittsboro. Pittsboro is just, we're so focused on being nature focused and respectful and sustainability. And that's where I come in and create those relationships and bridge that gap, So that one's a big one. And then managing team leadership is extremely important. A lot of people don't have it. A lot of people do. And I've learned from my boss, my senior property manager, is being kind is really goes a long way with our employees, and being thoughtful and knowing that somebody's probably going through something. So I've taken that and really led with it when being with my team, because people got stuff coming up all the time, So,
especially during this time of the year.
Yes, exactly. Like, there's no need to be so stressed out. Just go with the flow.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
But that's the big ones.
And talking about MOSAIC, the design is phenomenal. The architecture, I'm not really sure who designed that, and you may not be as well either, knowing who did it, but you might. And I'd love to just kind of get into really who came up with that plan, because it's really just an incredible setup.
Yeah, so it's Finley Design, who is our architect. I will say I don't really know much knowledge of what the to be inspired of what, because it's really like a lot of cobblestone, and it's really niche for the area, I feel like, but so beautiful. But it's extremely thoughtful when, again, Chatham Park in itself is extremely thoughtful on sustainability, making sure that we keep nature beautiful, and putting in, like, all over Mosaic. People don't know this, but we have a lot of pollinator plants that support our ecosystem with our bees and our hives and butterflies. And
I have seen that. Yeah. Right outside Hobson Berry.
Yes. And so we create that ecosystem and thoughtfulness to continue to preserve nature and do all the things. So that's what kind of sets us apart.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. So the main stage, I believe it's 2,000 cap occupancy. It could be more, but around that number.
It is 2,000. That's what we cap at our ticket holders.
Okay.
We can expand, but we cap it because just of the staffing and the team. It just gets really uncomfortable, and people start flowing out into the street, and we got to keep it safe for ambulances going down, police, all of that. So with our staffing, 2,000, but we could probably do 2,000 and 250. Like, it's just a little bit more than that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And 79 West is another kind of juncture that you overlook. It's right across the street. Tell us a little bit about the office spaces there. And we see each other at Breakfast Club pretty frequently. Shout out to Dustin and Katie for doing a great job with that.
Yeah.
But that's another incredible space too, and we'd love to kind of shed the light on what goes on over there.
Yeah. So 79 West is a co-working space, but also has storage unit spaces below in the basement, but also office spaces above, if that is individual or kind of a co-working style office. And then they have meeting spaces all throughout. They have been the most important hub for Chatham County as all of this has been developing. They offer this space in ways that professionals can be able to network, like we talked about with the Breakfast Club, but even so many other opportunities with UNC Innovation. They bring in free classes to be able to learn about AI and new business developments. And that's extremely helpful for small business owners of being able to know how can they manage their business finances and grow their community. So they are essential to our little humble abode. But they're really great to work with. Katie and Dustin have done an exceptional job in being able to partner with like the Chatham Chamber and building that relationship, but then also a lot of nonprofits that just didn't have storage space like, not Feedwell Fridges, but Cora. They were able to hold all of their items in the storage facility, which is great.
Wow.
So,
Well, I don't think I've seen the storage.
I know it's hidden.
It's hidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they now have Mosaic Storage Solutions. So if you don't want co-working, there's a lot of people that just have a need for storage, and it's cages, but then also open space storage.
Okay.
And it's really nice for, again, like if you are just a floating business, don't really have storage in your garage, come move it to Mosaic Storage Solutions. So that's the business model.
You also have a couple of podcast studio spaces as well. Tell us a little bit about that for anybody who's interested.
So 79 West has that podcast studio. It's really nice.
It is. I have seen it. Yes.
So obviously they've got the on air and they've got the tiles all over the wall. It's just really cool. I know that Web Squared, 79 West. I think Chatham Chamber's trying to start their own podcast. So it just gives people the opportunity to be able to spread the word, spread the message. But 79 West has a really great podcast, and they feature all of their tenants, but also community leaders and members. And then they've got a fitness studio that's in there. So
I did see that.
They've got showers in their restaurant.
I didn't see that.
I love those showers. I maybe utilize them.
Maybe.
Yes, maybe. But they do have showers I think upstairs, definitely downstairs for sure.
Wow.
They have a huge conference space. They've got those little micropods, which is nice. Nobody can hear you. And then what else do they have? They just have so many niche little things.
Well, they got a full kitchen too, right?
Yeah. And a soda machine.
I didn't see that.
Yes. I mean, I don't think it's like really soda, but it's like the sparkling water machine.
I gotcha.
It's really good. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, but they're super big on supporting local. They have local coffee beans. I know they partner with BMC. They've got on tap draft with BMC beer. So again, just continually supporting local, which is huge.
You talked about networking. I'd love to just kind of touch on that a little bit more.
Yes.
As far as your personal favorite style of networking, there's so many different ways to network. You've got the internet, you've got meet and greets, you've got all these different, like the Breakfast Club, for example. For you, I was just curious. I don't know why I'm asking this from a personal point of view, but I was just curious. What are your kind of, from a marketing standpoint, what are your favorite ways to network?
Oh, that's a great question.
I didn't feel like it was. I was like,
that's a great question.
This just feels like it's just coming to mind.
Well, because everybody just does everything, and you're like, is this working? Is this not working?
Yeah.
I will say, that's a good question. I just go to so much stuff. So
it's like a lifestyle for you.
Yes, I'm a part of
put it into
everything.
the fabric of the day.
I will say, like, ribbon cuttings. I go to obviously our personal, like, MOSAIC and Northwood Landing ribbon cuttings. I don't really go outside of that. They're just always on a weird time or a different day.
Right.
So it doesn't work with my type of style of networking. But the biggest ones are conferences. I feel like those are super important, like State of Chatham, when they just group you, and they don't do it on purpose, but they put you at tables that you probably didn't even meet these people. That a lot of the chamber ones are super beneficial to me. 79 West, of course, but I feel like I'm starting to get into the same circle and I'm meeting the same people. So I like to go to like women conferences in Raleigh and be able to broaden that, because my networking and what I'm trying to bring to Pittsboro, I'm trying to get people to come to Pittsboro. That's my whole initiative. Obviously, I want to provide events and free things for our community, but I also want to bring people outside that have never came and travel over Jordan Lake. And then, but also to spend money in Pittsboro. That's the huge thing. And that's the big initiative that downtown Pittsboro is trying to push. So connecting with business leaders that are in Raleigh, Chapel Hill, going to the Chapel Hill Chamber. That's huge too. I go to a few of those as long as I can get home at a certain time. I'm on a deadline as a mom. So
sure.
But those are the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just going outside, but then also stay within, keep going, but go to everything if you can.
Yeah. So you really put it into your lifestyle then. It's just constantly whether it's once a week or even more than that or less than that, just kind of depending on.
Yeah. Whenever Rebecca or from Chapel Hill, when the chamber sends stuff, I'm immediately putting it on my calendar.
Gotcha.
Even like informational meetings, like talking about how you can, I don't know, like Innovate Carolina when they come.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Because UNC students, they're probably going to be here next.
That AI course has been phenomenal. Fadi's been putting that on, and I'm just soaking it up. It's
blown
so good.
Away.
Yeah, we'll probably have him on the podcast at some point in the next couple of months. We were talking about it. I also wanted to, and before we go to the next topic, would you consider yourself more extroverted or okay.
Even though I'm starting to get anxiety for some reason, but yes, extroverted.
Okay.
Extroverted for sure.
Typically marketers for the most part, I've found they're more
Yes, you
more
have to have a
extroverted.
little bit of ADHD in there, but you'll get it.
Yeah. I think anything in the arts, you got to have a couple loose screws,
Yes, for sure.
for sure. So, biggest lessons learned for you? I was curious. We kind of touched a little bit into, key points that you'd recommend to kind of the younger listeners and watchers, viewers. Biggest lessons learned for you in the last couple of years, because it really is a tremendous role. Maybe biggest surprises as well. I'd love to kind of dive into that and just get your thoughts on.
Obviously, communication is extremely important. If you cannot communicate in a timely manner, that is a really hard one. And a lot of people think that they do, but I mean, it's like you need to clear out your inbox by the end of the day, because a lot of people are waiting on you to know. Prime example, I have a sip and shop market this Saturday, and people are like, how many people are attending? I need to go ahead and start baking tonight. And if I didn't respond, then, they'll be behind.
It's a chain
exactly.
reaction.
So like I am their main support system and making sure that they're able to get all the goods made and ready for the event. So that one, and then obviously when I say communication, like giving bands and artists like a week's notice, but being so detailed and all the questions that they're probably thinking, where do I park at the stage? How many vendors are we going to have? How many people are expected? Ticket holders? How do people get tickets? How do I tell my fan base? Like, it's just all the things that you got to think of from their perspective, which has been not challenging because I feel like I've done it well, but I had to learn obviously from someone else. So being able to listen. Let's see what else. I had one on my brain that I'm trying to think of. I said communication. This is the huge one. People think that for the events, you are to do very basic marketing and you're expecting your events to succeed. But a lot of people don't think like vendors, band members, artists, my marketing is helping grow their platforms. And if I fail at my job with marketing, then they're not going to do well in sales or growth as a band. Why would they want to continue to come back to MOSAIC? And a lot of people don't realize that the marketing does cost a lot of money. And I'm investing a lot of money into the local artists and bands that I'm promoting. So I curate and I'm very honest and knowing who do I want to promote and get them there. How well have they treated me as an events manager? And a lot of my market members have stayed with me for a very long time because they know the amount of effort and work that I'm putting in to be able to create this brand and also support their business and grow sales. So that's a huge one. Marketing, they just think that they can put out an ad on Facebook and they're like, okay, it's running. But here I am, reaching out to WRL, ABC. I mean, influencers, I'm trying to gravitate any type of social media platform, marketing avenue to help grow the events. And that also just only supports my community, but again, also my tenants, my commercial tenants that are there, like they're eating at these places. They're making their menu surrounded by my event. So I have to be extremely honest and supportive and knowing what the end goal is and who all I'm benefiting. So,
well, and that right there is really a nugget of goal for success for anybody who's listening or watching, because you're taking responsibility for the event that you're running. And I could tell you as an artist, as a band leader, we get a lot of pressure from venues or from event promoters that it's our job to bring the people in and
to promote it.
And it's true paradoxically to an extent. But when you're dealing with an event and a venue, there's got to be a collaboration there. There's got to be a meeting of the minds, because if one party's pulling harder than the other and the other party, I mean, we run into this so many times where it's rare when you find a promoter that's that honest and that transparent and cares that much and is putting that much effort into promoting the shows.
Yeah, that's why I did. So this year we had a collaboration with QDR, 94.7 QDR, and 96.1 BBB. And it really, yes, it's to promote our community, but the biggest one was to promote the rising artists that I put on the stage that are local to the community and to give them that platform, because QDR, like Jordan Pickett, he was able to go on the radio station to promote obviously our series, but most importantly him. And that, I think that's just what sets us different. I just care so much, and that's why I put that much effort in.
That's awesome.
Because like Clayton Blackman, he's from Raleigh. I don't expect everybody, his fan base, to come to our event venue, but I also want to offer him new people that have never heard him. And we've had a lot of people that are here in our community that are like, oh my God, Rigsby Road was amazing. Bring them back. I'm listening to their stuff. I'm following them. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's super big. So
that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, good for you, because there's we need more people like you in the world that really just roll the sleeves up and do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want our artists to be happy and our band members and all the people. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Moving into 2026.
I know.
Anything you'd like to plug specifically coming up? I know that we've got some concerts coming up later, coming up in 2026. I don't know if you released any of that information out yet.
I haven't. I'm still planning, of course. Again, curating and trying to be really...
It's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
Again, playing Tetris, because not every band has a Friday night available, and they might even have a few, and then I'm like, oh, I would love to have you, but I just don't have the flexibility.
Right.
So I'm hard in making those hard decisions. This year, we are obviously... curating. We've done a really good job with marketing and getting the word out. Just in this year, we've had a lot of people coming from Durham, Raleigh, Cary, Apex. We never touched those markets. It was very homegrown based, just Chatham County. So I'm excited to now offer more experiences, but also even bigger and better. So that's what I'm working on, but it's going to be the same setup.
Awesome.
Pretty much, other than our concerts, I've sent out ticket holder surveys, and they have been amazing. Some were hateful, but that's okay. I know I rolled out a few new things this year, but that is a drive. I want people to be honest and tell me, not to my face, but tell me virtually, because they'll be so honest.
Yeah.
So anyway, so with their honesty, I've been able to listen to some bands that they want to see here. Now, they said some like Scotty McCreery. I can't bring Scotty McCreery out here. Wish I could.
You never know, yeah.
Maybe. They're like Eric Church. I was like, I hate to break the news, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. Right. The budget is not budgeted, but it's going to be really cool. I'm hoping that we can do a Blast from the Past series for our fall series, which will be so cool, because we're going to wrap the back to school at the beginning. So do current and then go 90s, 80s, 70s. So go
cool,
down the line.
Cool.
So that's the hope, as long as everything lines up and I could play Tetris and do all the things. So that is the little inside scoop, but we haven't formally released it.
Awesome. Well, let us know. We'll help blast the word out for you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Future plans.
Yes.
Even beyond 2026, kind of give us a quick little snapshot of really...
For the events, for the community, for it all.
For it all, MOSAIC, Pittsboro, because you've got a real, finger on the pulse with what's happening, and it's obviously growing.
Yes.
But
yes, it's growing. I think that we have a lot of opportunities to be able to grow. MOSAIC is not even done, so we have submitted plans, waiting for things to be finalized. Obviously, our team is hard at work to make sure that we bring out new commercial tenants. So there's a lot of conversations happening in the back end. Hopefully, we can get some stuff rolling out in 2026 to 2027. Can't say too much about that because it's very hush-hush.
Sure.
But let's see what else. For the events, again, continuing to build this community, bringing clientele outside of Chatham County to come to Pittsboro, spend their money here. So that can help with our economy flow. And then let's see what else. I don't know. I'm just really excited for all the relationships that I continue to grow. I'm really close with downtown Pittsboro and the plant, believe it or not.
Okay.
And we all work together to make sure all of our events are going smooth and continuing to flourish, and we support each other. We're
That's
handing
great.
out plant flyers at our events. The plant is allowing us to drop off our flyers. So just being able to continue those relationships in a positive way is super great. And it's really community spirit, which I'm happy about. So
That's awesome. That's great.
I think that's it that I can think
That's
of.
pretty full encompassing. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm just hopeful for growth. And I'm hopeful for more jobs.
It's coming.
Wolf speed. I'm hopeful.
Every week I'm driving in Pittsboro, there's like another few extra cars that I have to wait for before I make a turn. So I'm feeling
I know.
it is just, and I went to Northwood. So,
Did you?
Oh yeah. So when I was making that left turn to get to the school, there was no Bose, there was no Dunkin', there was no Lowe's Foods, no Mosaic, nothing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, you guys are so lucky having all that stuff there now.
I will say the need is there. Like I was talking to Hampton Inn, they've done exceptionally well with sales. I mean, granted, they're not the first hotel, but they are the first boutique style hotel.
Yeah.
That's how I would explain it.
It's a nice layout. I've seen it.
Yeah, but I mean, they've had nonstop.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the need was there for sure to get
great.
the parents out of the house and enjoy the holidays, booking them. So, but yeah, so we'll see. I'm excited.
That's awesome. I'd love to, as we kind of tail out here,
Yes.
I've got a little thing that I like doing at the end, kind of like popcorn,
Love
Q&A, one-word answers.
Okay.
It's called the shootout section.
Okay.
And I just say a word that's related to the guest, and you just fire the word back that first comes to mind. So there's no right or wrong answers. It's just kind of fun to
Okay.
end with. Mosaic.
Exceptional. I don't know why that came.
I like that.
Yeah,
I agree with
exceptional.
that. Again, I'm biased, but I'm just saying. It's
Yes.
fantastic. Pittsboro.
Homey.
That's good.
Yes. Extremely homey.
Music.
I would say. I wanted to say homey again because that's what I get, but I would say local.
Good.
Yeah.
Events.
Exciting.
Stage.
I don't know why I was going to say big, but I know my stage is big, but big.
Sure.
I'm just thinking big.
Promotion.
Hard.
Marketing.
Hard. Oh my gosh, hard. But fun. So fun.
Management.
I would say family. Because we act like a family with our management group.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, pizza.
Pineapple.
I knew you were going to say, I knew it.
Pineapple.
I knew you were going to say pineapple.
Pineapple.
I
know.
knew.
The listeners are probably like,
Yeah.
oh, this woman.
Ah.
Yes, pineapple.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I mean, I've done over 150 of these episodes. You're not the first one. You won't be the last one. We won't hold it against you.
Yes.
I think there's at least 10 guests that have said pineapple.
Really?
Yeah, at least. So
It was either
you're not
pineapple
alone.
or olive oil or like the oil. I love that too.
Yeah. It's typically pepperoni, cheese, or pineapple.
Yeah. Pineapple.
Yeah.
I love a good like Hawaiian pizza. But I don't like a lot of red sauce, fun fact. I'm really weird. I have to have it light. I don't want too much red sauce.
As an Italian boy, I got out my red.
Oh, I bet.
You know how it is.
I bet.
One last question for you. I ask everybody this at the end,
Okay.
which is if you could go back in time to your 15-year-old self, knowing what you know now, what would you tell her as advice or just anything in general?
Life's hard, but it's going to get better. I think that a lot of our younger generation is hard. Like, it's hard to see the future and be excited. It's really hard for, like, I know people my age coming out of college getting a really nice job that's just not feasible.
It's changed.
Yeah, like, and living on your own, it's extremely expensive. Roommates, I mean, it's just really hard. So just being able to tell myself that it gets better. I got kicked out of my house really young and I had to figure out life extremely fast. And so I feel like, but that has benefited me to be able where I am and gave me the knowledge that I needed. So
that's great.
Yes. So it'll get better.
Social media, where can folks find you besides just the generic MOSAIC?
Yes.
If you'd like to share, kind of.
I mean, my page is just all about my child and my wife. But MOSAIC at Chatham Park is our at handles. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And then Savannah Fox 14 when I made my Instagram 14. Wow. I know.
Wow.
I know. So young.
Back in the days of just photos. Can you believe it?
Weird photos too. Like, like the flipped photos and like the mustache. But anyway.
Everything was square orientation too.
I know.
It's like
they keep changing the ratios on me. I'm like, come on, people, just stick with one. But yeah, that's where you can find me: Facebook, Instagram. But if you need anything about MOSAIC, go there.
We'll have it all in the description boxes below.
Cool.
This has been fun. I'm so glad we could get this in after months of talking about it, and finally we were able to pin down a date and make it work.
That's exciting. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Special shout out again to our folks. Actually, I don't think I said this earlier. So again, shout out to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Simplecast, our distributor. Appreciate you all for everything that you do. And we will see you all on the next episode. And be sure to give Savannah. That's kind of cool, though.
Savannah.
Give Savannah a follow, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
All right.
Peace.
Bye. Savannah.